Welcome to another episode of Prioritize. They accomplish while you drown in lists. It's difficult to juggle your responsibilities. Husband, father, brother. It goes on, but your energy doesn't.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Prioritize what's right for you, not what's left behind. This is Prioritize with Toby Baker.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Prioritize. Here we discuss prioritizing faith, family, relationships, and more. I'm your crazy white, formerly fat host, the Baker Boy himself. Welcome to the show. Today we prioritize the confession. Yeah. This is where you walk down the aisle of shame, knowing that you've carried on your back the weight of your guilt and all the bad things you ate over the holiday season. How dare you? Well, I'm kind of in that same boat. How dare I? What's wrong with me? I'll tell you what's wrong with me. Everything. Very good. No, but seriously, folks, hey, glad you're here. Thanks for joining. We can't, there's a lot wrong with me, but this is Chex Mix season. Hello, anybody else hear me out there? Can I get an amen? Can I get a praise the Lord for Chex Mix season? Let's raise an offering. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever made Chex Mix at home? You can add as much salt and corn Chex and spicy Cheez-Its and rolled gold cheese pretzels into that mix as your little heart desires. Oh, that's the freedom that we have in Christ, is it not? Okay, so no, I'm not using his name in blasphemy, so I don't want to get the email. Folks, we're prioritizing the confession today, and I'm wondering, how was your Thanksgiving? Ours was great. It was a little less attended. We had a lot of folks out of the state for this time of year. Normally we have many more, and it was still fantastic. Now, here's the thing, going into the Thanksgiving feast, I was on a program with my wife, and I wasn't on a wagon that I fell off of. I think this is what happens far too often. We kind of belittle ourselves and our choices. We make ourselves out to be the victim. Oh, dear me, I fell off the wagon, I ate sugar today. I fell off the wagon, I had some gummy bears. No, we didn't. Come on. Can we please be honest with ourselves, if not with other people? Have you had sugar lately? Yes, I have. Okay, well, own up to it. I'm owning up to this, and here's my confession. Not that I'm asking for forgiveness, because, quite frankly, I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing evil in having a salted sea salt caramel cappuccino, a little bit of cinnamon on top and extra froth, maybe a little bit of whipped cream. There's nothing evil about having a homemade. Have you ever made hot cocoa from scratch using the 100% cacao powder, a little bit of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar, and then you top off that mug with marshmallows? Yes, we talked about this in the last podcast. And then you bake it on the stove with the cinnamon in your mixture with the milk. You don't have to use cow's milk if you're allergic. You can use silk, soy milk. You can use almond milk. You can use coconut milk. And I imagine that the 100% cacao powder is going to overwhelm whatever nutty flavor is coming. Oats milk. I had an oats milk in there too. It's going to overwhelm whatever nutty flavor is within the milk because you got the cacao powder. You got cacao. Can we say cacao powder? And then you have the crushed peppermint cane right in with that mix on the stove, heating up. It's all melting together, folks. All right, let's not keep them separated. Oh, I have so much energy now because I'm going to go on a date with my wife, which I'll get to later. I'll get to a little bit later. But first, the prioritizing of the confession. Like I was saying before, this isn't evil, right? And then you pour that into your cup filled with marshmallows. You're going to top that off with a little bit of whipped cream and cinnamon, and then maybe drizzle some chocolate, and then sprinkle some of the peppermint cane shavings. Yes, there's sugar there. But we're not doing this every single day, are we? No, we're not. In fact, this is about the only time of the year that I will have a gourmet, homemade hot cocoa with all the fixings like I just told you. This is about it. And I'll have it a couple times in this season, and then it's over. As I speak, as I podcast, this was so hard for me to do. Our boys are in the kitchen. I just came back from a project. Our boys right now are in the kitchen making Chex Mix. I walked into the house and was overwhelmed with this beautiful aroma. Oh, it fills the kitchen. They should make candles for this. You know what I'm saying? They should make a Chex Mix scented candle. And you just sit in the kitchen like, oh, it smells so good. That's one of our Christmas smells. Do you guys have Christmas smells around your house? Where you have the pine cone or the pine tree smell, the orange. What do they call it? There's like an orange pine tree. Orange. It's not orange, but there's an orange and it's like collaborated with this candle. I forget the name of the candle. We got it from Sensationals. It smells really good. It was one of the wax warmers. Actually, throw that in the little metal cup, and then it melts, and it smells really good. It smells like pine trees. We also do like a fireside fragrance in our theater room while we're watching Christmas movies, and it smells like you're next to a fire, and all the things. Anyway, I'm not confessing to you about fragrances that we have around here. Oh, hey, do you guys ever do the homemade stovetop fragrance with the orange slices, and then the cinnamon, and there's water, and potpourri. They call it potpourri, right? So, and there, what else am I missing? Ginger? There's ginger in there. Yeah, ginger and cinnamon and orange and clove. Probably cloves. I'm missing cloves in there. It should be cloves and some water, and then you just boil that, and it makes it, it smells really good. Anyway, we're confessing about food. I'm as a health coach. I think people look at me like, oh, I see we're having a gummy bear, are we? Wonder what kind of health coach you're going to make. A terrible one, okay? One who says, hey, you're not going to die if you have a gummy bear. Unless you're allergic to gummy bears. Then I completely recommend against it. You eat the gummy worms, not the gummy bears. Does this make sense to you? When you're going in for a plan, a program, like you're going on board, full on board, then you are staying to that. And then you can reward yourself at the end of the program with however it is that you and your health coach have worked it out together. I went into Thanksgiving knowing I'm going to be taking a day off. I'm going to dive into we had food. We had food. The brown sugar spiral ham, the turkey, both white and dark meat, and then Mom brought over turkey gravy, and she makes these noodles from scratch. Oh, they're so good. And we doused that with some garlic cheddar mashed potatoes and some seasoned salt and gravy, and a little bit of cheese. How do you make your mashed potatoes? Let me tell you the best way to make them if you're looking. Not that you asked me, but if you wanted to know. And it's not that I know everything about food. It's just I like food, and so I know when it tastes really, really good. A lot of people start with water for their mashed potatoes. You don't want to do that, okay? If you're going from the box, or if you're doing it from scratch, and you're starting with the regular potatoes and you mash them all up, instead of just throwing in a bunch of milk, substitute part of that milk. Cut that milk with some sour cream. So like half of your dose would be milk. The other half would be sour cream. And then throw in a few tablespoons for taste of fresh garlic. And then add in maybe 2 or 3 punches of your favorite shredded cheese. Mix that all together. It is magnificent. You can thank me later. I'll talk with some of my clients after Thanksgiving, after holidays, after birthdays, and they're like, oh, Tobe, I fell off the wagon. What can I... Hey. I'm not accepting that, buddy. No. You're not going to fly that around. We're not victims of this, guys. Far too often I hear, oh, man, I fell off the wagon. We're playing this victim card. Like, I didn't even know the wagon was going to go over that huge bread hump made of French bread and Italian bread and all this, just stop, buddy. It's okay, all right? It's okay. Nobody's going to hurt you, okay? We're doing this to ourselves. Let us at least admit, let us own up to it that, hey, this is Chex Mix season. I am not 100% on plan. I will, however, I will splice into this the saying from one of my most well-loved, he's a good friend of mine. Anyway, Socrates, have you heard of him? As Bill and Ted would lovingly refer to as Socrates, or Socrates, the Greek philosopher Socrates. He once said, life and moderation, and that is such a great saying. I'm not having the homemade hot cocoa or Chex Mix or pizza every day. I'm not even doing it every week. It doesn't even happen every month. But yes, every once in a while, I will pop in one of those Gino-style party pizzas into our air fryer. Have you tried the air fryer? Really good. We found a French door air fryer. I stayed away from them because, A, I didn't know if it would work with everything that we do with the toaster oven and the oil fryer. And B, a lot of these are huge, and they take up so much real estate on the countertop. I don't like a lot of stuff on my counters. I don't know about you. I don't like a lot of stuff on my counters. I don't like a lot of clutter. Just because I don't want to put it away, or we got to put it up there because we don't have any space in our cupboards. Like, I like to decorate, and I don't like clutter. So I'm a mess. I'm not a hot mess. I'm like a medium, kind of a warm, lukewarm. I'm not lukewarm. I'm not hot. Maybe I'm cool. I'm a cool mess. Is there such a thing? I just made it up. There's the confession, okay? I confess that as a health coach, I'm not eating broccoli. Nobody eats broccoli. I'm not eating cauliflower. Well, no, cauliflower and broccoli is more like a decoration on the plate. Okay, I know it's healthy. Stop. So cauliflower and broccoli and kale, and I don't eat that stuff every day. But I also don't eat all the junk food. I'm not eating homemade Chex Mix every day. I'm not eating Doritos and Flamin' Hot Cheeto. I haven't had a Flamin' Hot Cheeto since inflation hit quite a few months ago. I'm not buying that many empty carbs. I know it's not good for me. I'm definitely not going to spend 100% more per bag. Ha! Forget it. I'll go get an apple. I'll get questions, or I'll get the wrong, kind of the stink eye, like, oh, you're a health coach and you're about to have a slice of pizza. What the devil's wrong with you, buddy? Like, it's not needed. We get it. It'd be like the minimalists are constantly saying that there's a certain level of hypocrisy in what they do because they still have stuff. It's not that they're stuffless and they have one backpack filled with everything that they own, and that's it. Minimizing is getting rid of all the things out of your life that has no real value to you. It's just taking up space in your brain or on your shelf or on your countertop. So they minimize all that stuff. They get it out of their life so they can get some of their peace of mind back, so they can get some of their table, their desk, their drawer, their closet. How much stuff do you fill with your closet? Scratch that. How much stuff in your your closet? You have your closet. How much stuff do you fill that with? No, I'm still ending with a preposition. With which you fill that closet and the stuff. You know what? We're gonna have to move on to a different question. You have your closet. How much do you cram into that? Boom! There it is. Nailed it. And then we go about it like, oh, I'm the victim here. I just have this stuff pressed upon me. Gang, it's time to take that back. It's time to own up to it. That's your stuff. That's your closet. That's your waistline. All right? If you're choosing to eat part of that birthday cake because you want to step off plan for a second, okay, but own up to it. And then you have to really decide, is it worth it? Am I going to be eating cake the rest? Well, like every day? No, I'm not going to be eating cake every day. As a health coach, we should be aiming for a certain level in moderation where it's not at the gym every day, 8 hours, and then we're hardcore kale, olive, and spinach. No. There needs to be, because that's not realistic. Nobody I coach is gonna leave their job and then just go to the gym every day of their life. And that be that. That's not really living. I want my clients to I hate to say live their best life now because it's, I don't know. It's not really, it's overdone, that phrase, right? I want to add value to the life of my clients. How's that? And I believe I can do that by giving them a program where it's manageable on their end, to where I'm getting them to a place where they can fire me easily and say, you know what, Tobe, I don't even need you, dude. I got this. Good. That's the idea. That's the same idea we as fathers are doing for our children. We raise them from fine young men to be gentlemen, to be a man, so that one day they don't even need dad. So that when I pass away, they can live their life. They can live it to its fullest potential. They don't need me around to ask about finances, sex, marriage, faith, family, relationships. They got it. That hopefully I've done such a good job, they can research stuff. They have a certain level of self-reliance. Now, do I always want to be a part of their life? Absolutely. I'd be insane not to. Do I want them to hate me and never talk to me again? No, that's not the point. The point is to raising that young eagle to one day they're getting kicked out of the nest, they can still fly. Does that make sense? I believe it does. I have such a smart audience. You guys are smarter than I am. I don't even know I do this because it makes me feel like somebody's listening, other than my wife. My wife listens to me and she nods and she has all that grace. But yeah, we got to own up to it. Life in moderation. This is a good step for us. Oh, can I share something with you? Speaking of moderation, we have blown that way out of the water when it comes to date nights with my wife, Joyce. Oh, man, I've been on a date night with her like almost every night this winter. It's so great. It's been awesome. So Saturday we did Ruth, Criss. Have you ever been to Ruth's, Criss? Amazing. Okay, I got to speak very highly. We love going. We go there at least once a year. It's a little more money out of our pocket than what we normally spend, so we actually don't get there all that often throughout the year, but we make it a point that at least come December, at Christmas time, that is one of our gifts to each other. We're going to spend the night together on a date at Ruth's, Criss. So you got to do the reservations, otherwise there's a strong chance you're not getting in. So we reserved like a month and a half in advance, I think, something like that, and a month in advance maybe. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we set up the reservation about a month in advance, and then we get there. As we're there, we see the live band walking in there carrying in the instruments. I got so excited. The last time we were there, they had the live band. Loved it. It's just a cool, like, chill, low-key, jazzy atmosphere. You walk in, everything is oak. They got wine bottles lining the walls. It's a dim-lit atmosphere. It's great for family. It's great for dates, first date, or your 26th anniversary, or however that is, man. It's just a phenomenal restaurant. And Ben was our server. He's a great guy. He just explained the specials and asked a few questions. And I had we ordered the A5 Wagyu. And I know for the aristocrats, I'm going to blow this out of the water. You're all going to hate me, and I get that. I didn't thoroughly enjoy the A5 Japanese Wagyu. And it's probably just because it was my first exposure to it. I had higher expectations. It was very soft. I mean, it's like the softest steak, and I like a little more chew. I think it was kind of a soft, rubbery thing. I don't know how to explain it. And it was served rare, so I don't like rare. And maybe that's part of the issue. Like if I liked rare steak, then I would have loved A5 Japanese Wagyu. I don't like the rare. I like a medium, so some pink, but I like a very crisp crust on the outside with some of that seasoning. And then they had a whiskey butter soy sauce. You dip the Wagyu in there and added some flavor. But I wasn't thrilled about it, and I talked with Ben about it, and they, he got his manager involved right away. He's like, hey, we got to, take care of this. They took care of it right away. Any problems, you got, boom. They're right on top of it. They're not trying to hide behind anything. So, well, it's just policy. You know how it is. You come here, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. No. They took care of it right away. These guys are on top of it. They care about the experience that you have at Ruth's Criss. And maybe I should throw this out. They're not paying, this is not an advertisement. I'm just sharing with you the experience that I had with my wife there at Ruth's Criss. And the band played on. They had some kind of, they had a couple of events going on in the city that night. They had the Nutcracker Suite was being played, and the ballet. And then the other one was, they had some high school winter banquet, and I was thinking it was probably a Christmas banquet, but there's no way in high school I was taking my date to Ruth's Criss. I mean, I would have had to save up like 2.5 years worth of lunch money to be able to afford that place, but different place now. So I mean, now I only have to save up half a year's lunch money, and I can buy a drink there. It's kind of nice, but. No, phenomenal place, Ruth's Criss. Would highly recommend if you're looking for a great night out with your wife or a great night with the guys or whatever. That's a good one. And that was Saturday. And then on Wednesday, we got to go to Straight No Chaser. They were in town. So good. So good. These guys are great. So much fun. A lot of humor. Really good music. They're on point. They interact with the crowd very, very well. And, going in, we'd actually seen these guys, I think it was back in 2019, and they did a live recording. I didn't know this was going on, or I didn't remember. They probably told us, and I forgot. But they did a live recording back in 2019, and we had saw them down in Indianapolis. We'd crashed at an Airbnb. This Airbnb was to die for. They had this hot tub outside the Airbnb during December. So it's like a crisp 35 degrees out. Maybe 34. And then the hot tub, of course, a hot tub's hot, but it had the neon lights inside. It had recessed Bluetooth push button, and the speaker comes up, and then you Bluetooth that in with your phone. And our eldest son, he had a Christmas playlist, so he's playing those tunes. We got, we're having drinks and hors d'oeuvres there at the hot tub, and then it's got this waterfall thing going on. So at the Airbnb, that was so much fun. And then we did, Straight No Chaser the next day, did live recording. Well, they just dropped the CD. So the live recording they did back in 2019, now available if you wanted to purchase. And again, this is not a, sounds like an ad for Straight No Chaser. No, just sharing the experience with you. Prior to the concert, I had this idea. And hopefully the boys actually will do something more with it than just that night. But I had this, I don't know if I shared this with you in the last podcast. If I did, I'm sorry for the double up. It was a 15-hour day yesterday on project site up north. We had an emergency call with my company, and they were trying to finish this project for a church they'd been working on for about 4 weeks, and they're trying to get it done by Sunday. So, but I just wanted to get this out because I'm trying to get a lot more consistency. I've been bad with that, so working to resolve that. At any rate, I'm so grateful for your patience. We wanted our boys to carry this on more than just the one night. So about 4 weeks prior to the concert, I had this idea. I said, hey, Straight No Chaser, these guys step it up a little bit in their dress code, suits and ties. And I can't remember the last time I wore a full-on suit, but I'll wear a suit jacket, tie, dress shirt, maybe a sweater vest, like a quarter zip or a full-on zip, and then, jeans, dress shoes. We should do the same thing with the boys. And Joyce agreed. So right away, we got on the prowl for jackets, lapel pins or lapel flowers, pocket squares, and shirts. These guys are odd sizes, so I can't just go down to the store and pick something up. You got to order it. We did some tailoring. We did some ordering. These guys were dressed to the nines. Our middle son, Criss, he had on a fedora, but these guys had jackets. They had lapel flowers, got the pocket square going. We got red polka dots, and we got purple, and we got light purple shirts, light blue shirts. They were in the jeans and the dress shoes. I mean, these guys, they were looking pretty snazzy. I'm not going to lie to you. were at the concert, and they had a brand new song out we hadn't heard before. It's called Christmas Night with You. Have you listened to this song? You got to stream it right now before Christmas. This was really cool. They set it up. They have a new singer with them who's doing their vocal percussionism. Anyway, Freedom, I think it's Freedom Young. He's doing their percussion. Really, really solid. I mean, this guy, he's got his sounds down. And he did this arrangement for them. New guy, new arrangement. They drop it that night. Actually, dropped earlier. I don't know what drop really means. I just wanted to add that in there. No, they dropped it earlier, but they performed it that night. Really fun song. Loved it. It's called Christmas Night with You. And, man, if you've not seen Straight No Chaser, I highly recommend grabbing a ticket. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in the nosebleeds or if you're, spending $1,000 for the ticket to be right up front. You're going to enjoy the concert. They do such a great job. And most importantly, I had a lot of fun making this memory with our boys. I want to speak to the dads right now. Take some time to create some memories that your children will remember the rest of their life. So important. So important. Why are my boys making Chex Mix right now on their own? They instigated this because they grew up doing it. This is something that we did this time of year, and pretty much really just this time of year. So for them, this is like ingrained into the Christmas experience. I want to encourage you to ingrain something. Start a new tradition. I talked on the last podcast about this tradition where we watch a terrible martial arts movie together at least once. Once for Nick chooses one and I'll choose one. And then we duke it out like which one was worse. Doesn't matter how bad or great the movie is. The idea is we started a new tradition. And we started that a few years ago. Once again, Nick took the cake with this thing called Ninjas versus Zombies. It was a horrible movie. It was so bad. It was so frustrating. Like I had to stop at 10 minutes in. We're done. Nick, you win forever. Okay, we're still going to do the tradition, but I can't do any more of the movie. I think we tried watching it again. Still couldn't get through 10 minutes. I just don't have the kind of... it's so bad. But yeah... ingrain something new with your family. Start a new tradition. Make that be one of the staples that it's like, it's not Christmas unless this happens, right? Like, it's not Thanksgiving unless my favorite aunt sends us a Hallmark Christmas ornament. They do these series of Christmas ornaments, and she always sends one for the boys. Like, it's part of Thanksgiving. And when that part is gone, it's like, was it really Christmas? We didn't get to watch this movie. We didn't get to go chase Christmas lights. We didn't get to play, the Monopoly and have that game go for 3 days. We didn't get to do XYZ as a family. Speaking of a week of dates with my hot wife, tonight we see the Rat Pack. The tribute band, the Rat Pack, is back, coming in to play at the Embassy Theater. So excited about that. Stoked about that. And then, we've just had so much fun. Like this month has just been filled with stuff and memories and events and happenings and parties and concerts. It's going to go by so fast. And then, we are a week and a half away from Christmas. And then, the day after I wake up, like, where did Christmas go? It's like, it's just here. Now it's gone. And so lots of dates with my wife has been so much fun. And again, prioritizing the confession. Hey, own up to it. Life in moderation, right? And make some memories with your family. Have this be ingrained in with their season.